So, welcome to Save Bar Golf Podcast. Once again, it is just me, and I think it'll be me next week as well. So, if you miss Derek, you're out of luck. So, luckily, I am here with Nate from Acorn Hills Golf today. He reached out to us a couple months back, so I'm happy that we can finally connect and do this thing. We're going to learn a lot about what Acorn Hills does today, but something I do want to touch on right away. Excuse me. I love your guys' tags, like with the seeds and everything. I know we have kind of talked about it, and you were sending one over, and I don't remember where I put it. It's probably in with all my other stickers. Um, there's a card company that I use called Cute Root, and basically they do the same thing as your tag, where you can write the card and then plant it. Um, I love it. I love kind of renewable, recyclable stuff like that. So I thought that was a super cool touch. So I'm super excited to talk about it. But can you kind of give us a deep dive into who you are, how you started Acorn Hills Golf, and kind of what you're looking to do with it?
Yeah. Well, before we get started, Dominic, do you prefer Dom or Dominic? I don't know. Some people,
Either, either one's fine. I think most people call me Dom.
Dom.
Um,
Okay. Well, most people
yeah,
call me Nate, so I totally understand the pain. So because my actual name is Nathan, so
sure.
I understand exactly what you mean. But yeah, no, I just appreciate you guys. We've been in constant talks there the last couple months, and I kind of blew up a little bit. But tell everyone about myself. I'm still in college. I'm a full time college student. I will be now a junior. It's crazy to think that I have less college to go than what's ahead of me. But so I'm a college golfer also. So growing up, I was always obsessed. I grew up in rural PA, near like Penn State University. It's a little town called
Okay.
Kerwinsville. So obviously, no one knows where Kerwinsville's at. So I just always say Penn State University because everyone knows Penn State. But I was always obsessed with this idea of looking good and the outdoors and of course golf. And coming out of high school, I thought, well, why couldn't you just combine the two? And really, freshman year of college, that's what I did. And coming out of high school, I signed two NIL deals with two like apparel companies. They're just small startups, and well, now the one's kind of pretty big. I don't know if you ever heard of Yada Golf. Uh, they
I've heard of it, but I can't
Yeah,
say I.
I think they got pretty big. They're doing about 10 million a year now in sales. But when I got with
Wow.
them, they were very small. But it was cool to kind of get on that end and kind of get the apparel side. But where I really kind of tied in the outdoor aspect of it was, when you go into like a TJ Maxx or like a Walmart or something like that, you see these hang tags that are just plastic pieces of plastic, more or less. Some of them are cardboard, but most of them were either like laminated or just wasted. And I thought, well, you take every company's products times how many stores, everything. You crunch all those numbers. That's a lot of tags. That's a lot of plastic. And I thought, well, how could we reduce that? And so I came up with this idea where I partnered with this company in Canada who made the seed tags. And I thought, why couldn't I make that my type of hang tag? Everyone uses those plastic hang tags. I thought I'll use a seed paper tag that, the retailer can scan it, uh, charge the customer pays for it, and then the customer just plants that tag instead of cutting it off and throwing it in a landfill. So that's exactly what I did. So I got those seed tags. I think maybe Dom, you have the older version without the QR code. I don't know. Do you have the QR code one?
I don't
I
think
don't. I
so.
don't think. I don't. Yeah. So the original one just had my logo on it. It was just kind of like a trial, and that's one I think you have. But now that I actually got established and kind of making some sales and making some sort of following, I actually have a QR code on the front of that tag. So if you're in a store or in a like for my golf line, if you're in a pro shop and you see that tag and you don't know what it is, you scan that QR code, takes you right to my site, takes you right to that tab with the how to plant your seed tag, tells you all about it. And those seeds are actually wildflowers. So they're native to all different parts of the U.S. You can grow them anywhere. But yeah, it's six different types of wildflowers, and there's some common ones like catch fly and what's another one? I think maybe I'm trying. I know there's one snapdragon's one, but I'm trying to think. There's a funny named one that I always like to touch on because pink and but the 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 official name of it is very tongue tying. But yeah, but and our tagline is look good, feel good, do good. And I believe like when you look good, you're more liable to feel good about yourself. And in turn be inspired to do good with people or do good for others. And that those three, I guess, phrased words there can be arranged any way you want. You can do good by looking good and feeling good, or feel good and do good. I mean, it's just a combination. But how we kind of got discovered and got big was an article went out by USA Today a couple months ago and talked about our plantable seed tags, and uh, you know that kind of spiraled into getting shared. It got shared 114 times on Facebook, and then that got shared so many times. And pretty soon we got ourselves in the laps of the Weather Channel, and I went on air with the Weather Channel April 12th, and that was in front of 1.7 million people, I think, is what the viewer audience was estimated at that day. But yeah, I interviewed with Stephanie Abrams, and we talked about the tags, and really it's just been going up from there. And now that I'm starting to come into my own, and I'm very internally financed, so now I'm starting coming into my own. I'm starting to add more styles, add more types of options for people. And actually, I have 4 styles now in production. I haven't debuted them yet, but kind of I don't want to give too much away, but debut a women's line here soon, and it'll be
Ooh,
good. Yep,
there you go.
yep. And that's just this golf side of things, because really I like to be labeled as a lifestyle brand, because with the outdoors and the golf, they're two different things, but also the same, but at the same time. And I secured manufacturers all around the world, and to do these things. So I have some awesome products coming. I do have a lightweight golf hoodie coming, but it can be worn off, of course, too. But with that too, I've found myself in some awesome retailers like REI Outdoors. I did a couple of their stores as for the outdoor side of things, and I'm doing a couple pro shops here in our local area, and moving into different states like Arizona and Florida here soon. But
Yeah, we need to get you up here in Minnesota. I work right by an REI, and I think they would crush in there. Um, I know that's one store I can't walk in and not leave with anything. So I like that store is
yeah,
unfortunately like kryptonite for me. Like I just like, go in and I leave with like $100 worth of stuff every time without a fail.
yeah,
So, but so you're in PA near Penn State. We're
yeah.
not Penn State guys here, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Um, that's okay. I'm not gonna hold it to you. The big thing is like, yeah, you kind of touched on it. You have really cool products, whether it's just the hang tags or I know we kind of talked about it. My favorite one is the river stuff you do, um, like the river
The swim
polo.
upstream collection.
Yes,
Yep.
I love
It's
that.
funny because oh, okay. I appreciate you saying it, because when I was in growing up, my first job was Walmart, and I remember there used to be this poster above the time clock, and Sam Walton, obviously, the old founder of Walmart. It was a quote by him, and it said, "Ignore the conventional wisdom and swim upstream." Well, I always read that last line, "swim upstream." I thought, wow, that's genius. That was way beyond his time. And that honestly was the inspiration behind the Swim Upstream collection. The kind of the initial launch was with that. I'm wearing the quarter zip now, but the
Hmm.
Babbling Brook Polo, simulates the waves and the ripples in the water, and the hatch just the calmness, and this quarter zips just kind of ties it all together. So that was my initial launch, because well, one also too, Dom, is it's what I knew most about was golf products right off the bat. Because coming out of high school, playing golf all my life, and having those 2 NILs was really nice. But, it kind of gave me the back end of it as well. So that kind of was my inspiration for the initial launch. And I'll keep adding to the golf line also, and I'll expand the other lines too. But yeah, the swim upstream collection was great. It was very very adopted a lot by everyone right off the bat, and it's just been great.
You could almost, I don't want to rip off like the National Geographic stuff, but like a state park or not, like a national park collection be kind of cool. Um,
Yeah,
you could do in like the mountains. We have, I can't remember what the one here is called. Oh, Voyagers. Voyagers would be cool. National Park. It's here
yeah,
in Minnesota. Um, but yeah, you could take this a lot of different places, and I feel like it just fits so well, especially with everybody being very environmental and outdoorsy right now. The weather's finally nice here in Minnesota, so I know a lot of people are itching to play golf, go hiking, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So there's definitely a place for it, and I feel like a lot of people right now are looking for the golf slash lifestyle brand that does both sides really well.
Yeah, and I always describe it to people as if FootJoy and Life is Good had a baby, or Acorn
Mm.
Hills, or like Cabela's or Eddie Bauer or something, and one of the golf companies like Roback or Peter Millar had a baby, and that's us. Because I'm really trying to be the best of both worlds. Because right now, excuse me, I'm just a one man team, and luckily, I did have a team of ambassadors. I don't know how close you watch your Instagram page, but they're like-minded individuals like we were talking about, Dom, that really seem to have a passion for the outdoors, and whether it be golf or hiking or tennis or whatever outdoor activity they like to do. And they've just been great. And they spread the word. Word of mouth travels way faster than any Instagram ad could. So I'm very proud to say I spent $0 on marketing thus far. So it's been great.
There
And
you go.
yeah, now it's funny because I have all this kind of I'm pushing out towards everyone. It's like what do I do on my part as like the founder and CEO? It's kind of crazy to say CEO at 20, but I don't let you don't I don't really go by that title. I guess it's founder. But I partner with the National Forest Foundation right off the bat, and every item that's ordered off my site, they plant one sapling or like one smaller tree in a national forest. So I think to date we've done about 200 trees. So it's starting to grow pretty good, no pun intended. But
That's 200 more trees than we had last year. Um, so that's
exactly,
like,
yep.
slow but steady. We all start somewhere. When our first episode dropped, we're like, wow, that was not good. But as you pointed out, 85 in, like it's definitely gotten better. I can't go back and listen to the original ones. I can't even listen to my own voice, so I don't listen to these a whole lot. Um, Slow and steady, you're gonna grow, dude. I know if you need more ambassadors, I'm in. Sign me up. I love being
Yeah,
outside.
that'd be great. Well,
I love being outside. Love
yeah, I
golfing. I
would love
grew up. We have a cabin. It's great. Out in the middle of nowhere too, so it's just beautiful. But what I wanted to touch on is you said you're all one man show. Um, do you see that changing in the future? Do you want to have like a partner or just someone to help run it with you?
yeah, right now I'm an LLC by tax standards. So I do have one. I guess I'm a one man show, but I do have one employee, and it's funny because it's my mom. Unofficially, it's my mom. When I'm at college, I have two shipping locations, my college dorm, and then my house. So I have kind of split inventories during school times. I have inventory, so if it's a local buy, whether it's someone that I go to school with or with the town over, something like that, I'll ship it out. Or if it's someone that maybe across another state or something, she'll ship it out. So really, we're kind of tag teaming it, but a lot of the social media, a lot of the engaging is me. And I promise anyone out there listening that if you get a message from Acorn Hills on Instagram, it is me on the other line. There's no AI robot, no chat robot. It's me, and that's a lot of what I call sweat hours put into it. And no, I'm sure you understand all of that. It's a when other people are sleeping and stuff, just because the time changes, I'm on the phone with suppliers overseas, and I spent the last probably 6 months running on about 4 hours of sleep a night, if that. So it's been crazy now that I'm actually doing my part-time job in the summertime here, and in college I'm pretty involved with sports and actually work for marketing over at school. I find myself burning my candle at both ends, to say the least. But it's when you get a text from a customer or a picture sent to you and them wearing your product, and you think, wow, I designed that, and they're going out and spreading the mission, spreading the word, and that's kind of energy that keeps me going for sure.
Yeah. So whenever somebody gets a message from, say, a pro podcast, unfortunately, that's me. Um, and my biggest pet peeve is some of them go, "Oh, hey, Derek." I'm like, "No, it's not Derek. It's me. It's Dominic." Um, and I think some of those are like automated. So like there's one company we work with and it's like you shoot a message and it says thanks Derek, we'll get back to you. And I think it's because we're labeled Derek and
Yeah,
Dominic. So I'm gonna switch it
yeah.
just because it keeps calling me Derek.
Just
Um
dominant. Yeah, there you go.
it's just it's just those little things that have been making me mad lately. Even though I shouldn't be mad because, it is what it is. But it's the same thing with us. When somebody's like, hey, we loved this topic on last week's pod, or hey, we just discovered you, or we have our own golf ball with Odin. So whenever somebody's like, hey, I bought these safe par balls, it's just like somebody's buying safe par golf. Like I think that's
Yeah,
super cool.
yeah. It's weird because it started as like a little hobby. I remember last Thanksgiving, I told my parents, I want to do this. I kind of had my notes and, well, I guess not notes, they're more argument points because I was expecting a counter from them saying, you're too young or whatever. But no, they were fully supportive, and that's how it was with me. I started out, I didn't know what maybe the next move was, but I would always find somewhere, someone to kind of guide me in that direction. And there's been countless people along, and I'm sure you probably had similar experiences that, you reach out, and even though they might not necessarily be buying your product, they're definitely, you can tell they're a genuine person. They want to help. And whether it's, resharing a picture or just, offering some words of advice or pointing you into someone that, might be able to help you out. I actually, I think it might have been directed to you guys from another podcast. So I'm trying to think who it was. Might have been, I was on an earlier podcast one time with a guy named Bud. I don't know. It could have been him, but I know I heard from you. I heard about you guys through another podcast. So,
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
but
we've definitely
it's
had
just it's just
similar.
just funny how the world works. Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely had similar experiences. We had Beard and Wheels from Sucker Pin Society on, and he goes, "Man, we think you would love this guy named Luke." And Luke does backblast golf. And we connected with Luke, loved Luke. And then funny enough, at our shindig, Luke was in the Airbnb with us, and Luke was a riot. Literally just like a brick house of a man with a mustache, and then just hits the ball a quarter mile. Never seen a man like him before, and he'd only drink seltzers. Weirdest guy ever. Absolutely loved him. He got me super drunk on high noons. That's a whole nother story. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess for the new listeners and for you, if you don't know how we started, basically Derek and I were playing golf. He goes, "Hey, I have this idea." And I was like, "Oh no, this is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be really great or it's going to be dumb." And he goes, "You talk a lot." I said, "Yes, I do. It's my favorite thing." And he goes, "You're also really opinionated." I was like, "Yeah, I'll die on that hill." And he goes, "We should start a podcast. It's about golf." And I was like, "We could do that. It doesn't seem too hard." And this is around COVID, so everybody was doing a podcast. So I was like, "Well, what's going to set us apart?" So that's how we did Golf and Things. So that kind of gives us the flexibility to talk to people like you who have a very cool company and are very up and coming, but it also lets he and I go on absolute weird tangents about food and whatever else we want to talk about. Um, and it's funny because this is, I think, the second or third year of it. Because I just turned 26, which is wild to think. The fact that you're 20 and have your own company too is absolutely unreal. Um, Yeah, no, it's funny how the world works, man. Like one thing after another. Um, I don't know who referred you to me, but I'm very happy that they did. I don't know anybody named Bud though. So
Hmm.
the only
Maybe it
podcast I
was.
know
I don't
is like
know.
Brendan,
Maybe it was the Brendan. I'm telling you.
Duffing Up.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Definitely up. Yep.
Yeah, we just played golf with Brendan.
Okay. I was supposed to be on there. I think he got we had to push a date back, but I think I'm supposed to be on in there in July. So I'll definitely throw a plug in if I can for sure for
Yeah.
you guys.
No, we just played golf with ah, so we played Half Moon Bay. It was me, Derek, Beard from Sucker Pin, and then Brendan. And unreal, dude's a lefty. I like to call him Sexy Lefty. It was super fun. And then he and Brian from Duffin Up were in our Airbnb with Luke. So it was kind of like a party house for a few days. Those guys are
Wow.
great.
What are the chances, huh?
Well, we invited them, so like the chances
Hmm.
are pretty high. Um, but Great guys. You're gonna have a blast with them. They do a lot of really cool little things. Their mascot, actually, funny enough, I have their koozie right here. That's Dougal. That's his name. Um, Brendan's gonna listen to this and just like fist pump the whole way through this. You're gonna have fun with them. They are great. I don't know if they're gonna have all of them on because there's two that are a little bit harder to get a hold of, but it will for sure at least be Brendan and Brian, who are arguably my two favorites. I shouldn't say that because like Timmy's really great as well. And I never met the fourth guy, so sue me, I guess. But yeah, good guys out of Boston.
Oh, okay.
So you might have
So I was on a lot of my podcasts starting out were from in Boston area. Weirdly enough, I don't know,
one,
but
especially if you're in PA, it's a little bit of a rivalry.
yeah, yeah. I've only been on one PA podcast, as weird as that is, out of like all like 12 or 13 and something I've been on. But
I know we've had conversations with Minnesota-based podcasts, and then just like nothing materializes. And a lot of it is because we try to meet up in person, can't find a place, and it just falls through.
yeah,
Um, but it is what it is. We've been lucky enough to meet people from Boston, from California, Arizona. We had Two Friends Golf on. They're another great company making really, really cool polos and stuff like that. They actually have like a NASCAR truck in their wrap. It's unreal. This is where my ADD starts kicking in, but we're going to take it back to golf. You said you're a college golfer. Do you still
yeah.
play college golf, or are you kind of taking a break from it to focus on this?
No, it's funny because well, I don't want to rattle off too much of a resume for college, but I'll kind of give you an inner thing of kind of everything I do in college, which is crazy. But so I play college golf. It is Division 3, so it's a little bit more laid back as far as practices and stuff go. But still, I'm playing about 9 to 18 holes every night in the fall semester because we're a PA school, so the winners are obviously winners. And you being in Minnesota, you know all about winter.
Oh, imagine yours
Um,
times 10. That's our winter.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I believe it. But with college golf, that came a great opportunity for me to network at every single event, every tournament, every practice with these people that you know they're almost free followers. I don't want to say that I use that term very loosely because they're great followers. They're people that I talk to the whole round and get to know, and then they become loyal supporters of the brand and they spread it. I played with kids from Ohio and Florida, everywhere, and it's just been great. So can you still hear me okay? I said my connection was unstable. That's not good. But
Yeah, yours is a little goofy, but
you
I
still
hear you.
okay.
Yeah.
But as far as okay, as far as my college goes, though, I write for the newspaper. I actually founded our business club over at school, over at college. I grew that to about 100 members this semester, plus executive board. So it grew pretty big, and that's always pulling me out of it, and that earned me a spot on the SGA board, and now I'm that, and I got elected to some student representative for the business department, and I'm once in a while I play the school mascot for basketball games, and it's
Oh,
just, I
cool.
mean, you name it, I definitely am around some. I'm definitely around somewhere, but uh, on top of the company. So there are definitely nights that the company became more of an outlet type for me starting out is, stress reliever instead of me sitting there and scrolling through TikTok or scrolling through Instagram for 3 hours before I went to bed. It's like, okay, how can I put those 3 hours to good use? And that's kind of where me really grinding on the company in school came to come to fruition there. But it's been great. I can't complain at all. I mean, there's definitely been challenges. Right off the bat, one of the main challenges I had was obviously my suppliers are overseas, and their sizing isn't necessarily the same as American sizing. And so I had this first order of T-shirts. They're awesome design, everything. And I got them, and I thought, wow, these look amazing. I put one on. I'm usually a medium. I put a medium on it, fit more less like likely to like a small. I thought, oh, you got to be joking. So then
Mhm.
my brother, he's about a size up for me, and I had him put on a large, and it was small, and I thought, you got to be kidding me. So they're about a size off, and so I had to take them immediately off my website and refund, all the orders that were pre-ordered, everything like that. And I thought, oh man, this is gonna be the end of the company. I was just like scared to death. And but no, but with the genuine purpose, like the tags and creating good out of it, people didn't seem to be too worried about the irregulars. It didn't really affect me at all. So I took them off, and um, now I just kind of have them. I'm kind of I'll sell them at pop-ups or things like that, and so where people can hold them up, because I just don't want to sell them e-commerce wise, because I feel bad, because definitely people don't I don't want to rip anyone off. I'm not rip anyone off, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Almost give
you
them a
feel kind
faulty
of
product.
yeah, you feel kind of bad that it's
Yeah.
not as advertised. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that in like a
Yep.
negative way,
Yep.
but it's like definitely small. We did samples of our own kind of custom polos through Odin, and they're like, just so you know, they fit small. So I went up a size, and like, yeah, they fit great if you go up a size. So those aren't at market yet. I'm looking at mine and they're super cool. Um, I don't know if we're gonna do them, so I don't want to show them, but they look super good. It's like a super subtle floral. Um, so that'd be kind of fun to do one day. So if you ever need to do
Yeah,
a
that
collab, I'm a big floral guy.
yeah. Well, hey, if you have any ideas or something, you feel free. I'd love to partner up.
I got lots of ideas, so get ready.
That'd be great. That'd be great. And, it's funny because now I should have added this maybe at the start, but another challenge that I had was reaching out to all those golf clubs. They all wanted my stuff. They loved the story. They loved the idea, but obviously I can't border them, because overseas there's what's called an MOQ, minimum order quantity,
Hmm.
and these country clubs, they didn't want to meet that, and so obviously I lost a lot of potential places to sell my stuff right off the bat, because they wanted their custom pro shop logo. And I mean, you can't blame them. And so now I've actually signed a contract with a third party embroiderer, and we got that settled. Now I can do custom orders, custom logos embroidered. So hopefully I'm going to reach back out to these pro shops and courses and see if they want to give it another go and go from there. But yeah, there's the sky's definitely the limit. And right now, being in college, I'm just trying to build on something every single day. I'm not trying to see bottom falls out of it and I go bankrupt, and you know
Hmm.
it's not good. But really, it's that's not the issue right now. It's just about consistency and growing the social media following, and going from there.
One of my favorite things to do is just get a little bit better every day, whether it's 1%, 2%, just continue to better yourself. Um, I remember who said it, but I heard, if you do something today, do it better tomorrow. So it's always a grind. It always will be a grind. I mean, growing a podcast sucks, but
Yeah,
it's been super fun. It's been super rewarding. We get to meet all sorts of really cool people. Um, so I want to kind of transition from Acorn Hills kind of to, your golf game. So you
yeah.
play college golf, don't get like you say it's D3. You're still smoking most people out there. Um, what's like your average score? Like what do you shoot like peak season?
Yeah, so peaks, it's funny because growing up in a very rural part of PA, there was no really prestigious country club or anything like that. So I grew up on a lot of public courses that necessarily didn't have tips or pro tees. So a lot of my courses were 62 to 6400, and I would shred them. And, in high school, I'd be shooting even or under. It's like, wow, I was like, I can go pro. Like, this is great. And, came out of high school, and I looked at these courses, and it was funny because I don't think college coaches realized that my scores were on these type of courses. They just saw the scores in the computer and thought, "Wow, this kid's a diamond in the rough."
Mhm.
So I had schools like Notre Dame and Clemson and all these big name schools reaching out to me, and I thought, "Wow, I must be just a crazy good player." And they then they asked how long the course was, and I'd tell them 6,400, and pretty soon that was the end of the contact. But it's funny because now in school here we play about anywhere from 68 to about our championship one was at 74, which is pretty long because I don't hit the ball real long. So anywhere, peak season 72 to 78, somewhere in there. Now with the company in the spring, my scores were a little bit up. They're probably about 75 to about 82, just
Oh
because
no.
with yeah with the company definitely skyrocketed some things, and then uh, it wasn't the greatest of weather in PA. It was always raining, so 3 out of 4 tournaments were in the rain, and the one was just a scorcher that I about was so sick from being in the rain. I think it just kind of threw me off, but it depends on the day, really. I just
Right.
shot a 68 here back home the other day, and I'm sure when I go back to school it'll balloon a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, I've broken 90 twice and I'm good with that.
Good.
I don't think I want to be like a super good golfer. I'd kind of like just have more fun with it, like I already do.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks ago, we were playing at a resort here in Minnesota, and I shot an 87, and that was beats my previous best of an 89. And Derek's like, "Yeah, I shot an 80." And I was like, "You motherfucker!" So it's just like one of those things where it's just like you take a win as you get them. He was mad because I thought he shot a 79 because I can't do math. So I was like, "Yeah, dude, you broke 80." And he did the math. He goes, "No, I shot 80." And I was like,
Oh, no.
"Oh, my bad." Um, yeah, I mean, it's still great. I don't care what you're shooting, how long the course is. 72 is 72. Don't care.
Appreciate that. It's funny because a lot of my misconceptions coming out of high school was because I was from these public places, and I go until college. My big struggle was I never had a lesson. I was all self-taught, so that was just ball. I pounded thousands and thousands of balls at my local golf course, and uh, and on the range and at my house, and chipping and putting. And when I got to school and actually had so my college coach's handicap's a +6, so that's pretty darn good. So he's shooting anywhere from 65 to 70 something. 73 is a bad
Mhm.
round for him. And he started, I get these lessons, and it was this major learning curve of how to take that information and actually absorb it. And so my freshman year, I really struggled with that, taking that lesson, that constructive feedback, and uh, doing something with it. So hopefully this and sophomore year was great. Hopefully this junior year just keeps getting better, and senior year I'll be ready to graduate and play my best golf of my life. So
As you get older, that'll change. And I can say that because I'm finally older than somebody. Um, Derek says I'm one of the most coachable people he's ever met, mainly because I know I don't know everything, and I'll never know everything about golf, and I'll never be the best at golf. And I've fully accepted it. I did not play in high school, and I don't play in college. So therefore, I am not the best, and I'm not Tiger by any stretch of the word. Sometimes I have like a Tiger-esque shot, and I'm like, that's it. I am him. And then the next
that's
shot really
it.
humbles me. Um, as you get older, you'll start to like become more coachable. It's super weird, but just like something will click, and you're just like, that's it. Um, I don't remember where I was going with that, but yeah, Derek's like a +10, so he's pretty drastically better than me. But I guarantee you, I have more fun than he does, and that's all that
He,
matters.
he's he's a +10 handicap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! Why didn't you try and go pro?
Because he works a lot and has a wife and a dog, and he's old.
Oh wow! So he's shooting what, like 62s, 64s?
No, I think he's
Oh, you mean like +10 as in 10 over?
yeah.
Oh, okay. When I said +6, I mean he's his average is 6 under, so plus it's
Oh
like
wow, must be nice. No,
yeah,
wow,
that's
must be nice. No, Derek will
yeah,
shoot
no,
like
no, no. Uh,
his bad round is like an 82, 83.
oh, that's solid though. That's very solid.
His bad shots, I'm like, God, I wish I could do that. And he smacks the club on the ground. I'm like, shut up, take it.
Yes,
Like,
that's the one thing I don't do is I'm very, the same type of monotone type of easygoing guy I am now. It's kind of how I play golf. I don't get real worked up. That plays to my strength and weakness because some of those guys you play with, they can go on a birdie run, where they go birdie 3 of the 4 next holes, and I'm just kind of the par train type of guy, the safe par, if you will. But I just scramble, but for sure.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with like a hard earned bogey. Like a lot of
Yep.
times I'm just like, I'll take it. Um, So what we also like to do is we didn't get to do it last week, so I was with Jordan. There's no rapid fire questions with Jordan. He's his own little person. We like to do rapid fire questions. I don't have them on hand because that's something Derek types up every week, and obviously without Derek, it's a little bit more chaotic. But we'll learn a little bit about you and a little bit about PA. Also, I don't know if you listened to the episode with Darty. Darty's out of PA as well. I don't remember where, and I feel bad
Okay.
because I've this is like the second time I brought it up, and I don't remember where they are in Pennsylvania, but they're in PA, so they'd be a cool one to connect with as well.
Yeah.
Their belts are super cool. I wore one at Half Moon Bay, loved it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And I'm always like, "Where's my ball marker?" And I was like, "Oh, it's on my belt." It's not. They don't pay me to
Well,
say anything. Brilliant idea. Um, so if we go out to Pennsylvania, what's one course we should play?
do you want on the high side or you want on like the low side, like a public?
Give me right in the middle, like bang for my
Okay.
buck.
Bang for your buck. I'm gonna go close to home here and say Scotch Valley. Um, it's kind of it's they used to have a senior tour event there, but you can still get on for probably about $50. It's
Oh,
in
solid.
Hollidaysburg, PA. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of a hidden gem, but it's pretty. As far as high end goes, there's a course we played for college called Nevillewood. It's in Bridgeville, PA. So close, very about 10 minutes outside of Pittsburgh. And the more Pittsburgh area you're at, the very high end course is very prestigious. But
Sure.
a lot of them, I would not touch if I wasn't playing in college. But needless to say, but
So you wearing pants or shorts on the course?
I'm a pants guy if it's like 75 or under, temperature. But if it's hot, I'll wear shorts all day. I'm not, we walk the course. I'm not gonna sweat through my pants and
Sure.
be bad. But I do love a great pair of golf pants for fall golf, spring golf. I do like looking good. So maybe down the
Yeah.
line, Acorn Hills will add some pants. But
I wore some Primo joggers for the first time when we were playing Half Moon Bay. That super comfortable. I'm not usually a
yeah,
jogger guy, but those are nice.
there was a company called Tee Up. I don't know if you ever heard Tee Up. They do joggers. It's almost like a Primo joggers,
Mhm.
but I tried out one of their products coming out of high school. And, they're great. Actually, I'm not a big jogger fan. I just don't have the build for it. My one friend, he's 6'4" and real tall and lanky. So I gave them to him, but he loves them, so he wears them all the time. But
So on the course, you're wearing a hat, bucket hat. You just
oh, a
rocking the
hat for
hair.
sure.
Yeah.
No, no, no. There's nothing up here. For 20 years old, it's gone. But
I'm very
yeah,
blessed at 26 to have a full head of hair.
yeah, mine's been receding since about 14. So, and
Ooh,
yeah, it's been tough, but it's okay. Hair's overrated.
you're gonna look
I,
good bald though.
it's my hair just migrated south for the winter. Just kind of
There
grew
you
down
go.
here.
There you go. What's your go-to snack on the course? Like I know mine, I always say I love the little honey stinger chews, the little like energy gummies.
Yeah,
Love those.
yeah. I think a high snack for me to get some sort of a kickstart is I used to do this deadly combo when I was younger. It was a Gold Peak iced tea and a pack of Skittles. And I'd basically shotgun the iced tea and then just eat all the Skittles and I'd go on a sugar high where I'd birdie like four holes in a row and then like take like a nine. So it's just something I do. I like crash, but that's
Talk
usually
about
my
a
go-to.
crash.
Yeah, that's usually my go-to.
Um, oh God, there's one, and then I forgot it. This is where like having Derek around is really nice because he like physically has like his computer up. Um, oh, so at the turn, are you like a hot dog guy? Are you just skipping it completely? Are you getting a taco at the turn? I know that's something we're trying to start with Nelson.
Yeah, I would do a hot dog at the turn. If I'm playing well, I probably won't stop. I'll just probably keep going. But if it's kind of just a recreation, round with like my dad or brother, yeah, I'm getting a hot dog at the turn. I'm out to enjoy the day. So That's me. That's my opinion. But in college, there's no such things as hot dogs at the turn. They just
Right.
yell at you to tell you to play faster. So
Are you one of those like psychopaths that eat the hot dogs naked? Like no ketchup, no mustard.
no, no, no. But I'll do ketchup and onion maybe.
There you go. There you go. I like relish, so you gotta do like relish and mustard or some sauerkraut.
Okay,
It's the inner Minnesotan in me coming out. Um,
that yeah.
you like a twilight golfer? Are you kind of early tea time? I am not a morning person at the slightest bit. We had to play Half Moon Bay at 8 a.m. and I was pissed.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I used to think of myself to be this morning golfer where I'd go out and play a morning round and get home by noon. And this past weekend, the last 3 days, I played in three different scrambles. I got asked to be on three different teams, and I have a hard time saying no. And I hate, for me personally, just in the summertime. No, it's not such a big deal. When I was really trying to improve my game, I didn't like to play scrambles because I come out of it and just be all beat up from trying to swing my back out. But uh, those are all in the morning, and I played absolutely awful on all of them. So I like to think I'd maybe be a twilight golfer. So,
Derek likes to
and I
point out
think,
that I shot 87 early in the morning. And then I like to point out that when we played Half Moon Bay, you'll have to ask Brendan for the story. I was ready for everybody, so I was just kind of sitting on the Airbnb couch and I had my hat on and my hood up because like I don't want anybody to talk to me. He comes up, he goes, "Hey, buddy," and I'm just like, "Shut up! Like, don't talk to me yet." You have to tell him. You have to have him tell him the story because he was
yeah.
dying. I hate mornings.
See, I love mornings, but I just don't know if I'm that good of a golfer in the mornings.
I don't know if I'm that good of a golfer.
I just like it.
Period.
No. I have my moments where I can just turn it on. I have my moments where I just look like I've never played golf, but that's the fun of it. And I grew up playing all different types of sports. I was actually for a long time there in high school. I was a better baseball player than anything. And there came a point, maybe like ninth grade, I thought, I'm just getting tired of this baseball every single night. It's like this golf is so much more fun. So I quit baseball altogether and stuck with golf.
Yeah, I don't know. I miss baseball. I really do. But like golf's pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
Final question. I won't keep you too long, so you got to wake up in the morning. We always ask this question. If we're in your neck of the woods, where should we eat? It could be a sit down place, it could be like a Taco Bell. I don't care.
Yeah.
What do you recommend?
So if you're in my hometown, I would recommend it's called the Luigi's. It's like an Italian restaurant. It's by far it's great. Um, they're like known for so many different things. They've done so many different types of meals. I know the last time was when the Pirates and Cardinals played in the playoff game against each other. On the way back, the Cardinals all stopped at Luigi's, and like I mean, he's just done countless events for countless people. Amazing place to eat. Now, if you're in my college town of Crescent, there's a place called PJ's Tavern, which is like this little Irish pub type bar area. They have $5 pizzas on Wednesday nights, so a lot of the college kids
Ooh,
flock up there. So, so that would be it's kind of a hole in the wall type thing, but that'd be my two go-to places.
I'm a sucker for pizza and burgers. So taverns
Yeah,
where I'm at.
yeah,
And I do love my Cardinals. So
good.
I'll have to check out the Italian place.
Yeah. Oh, you're a Cardinals fan?
Yeah, I thought that's why you said it.
Oh,
That's all, so that's all from the 87 World Series when the Twins played the Cardinals.
oh
Um,
wow. Okay.
yeah, I've been a Cardinals fan since I was little. Quick story. We had a flat Stanley project in elementary school, and the company my dad works for is out of St. Louis. So I sent my
Okay.
flat Stanley there, and that was around the time of like Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, Anna Wainwright. I fell in love with the city, fell in love with the team. Actually, above my desk, I always have my little
Oh my
Albert
goodness, Pujols.
Pujols
Yeah.
500. It's his 500th home run. I'm sorry, 700th home run bobblehead from Poco. So like Albert's always here because Albert's
Wow.
the man. Don't get me
He
wrong, I
is.
love my Cutchin. Cutch is great. Happy 2000 hits, but Cardinals are where it's at.
Yeah, see, I was always my brother's a huge Yankees fan. I was a huge Red Sox fan, so that was a huge rivalry growing up. For football, I'm a Giants fan, so I don't want to rub it in too bad. I see your Minnesota Vikings flag in the back, but that was
Believe it or not, I'm a Niners guy.
oh, geez, okay, okay.
Yeah, a lot of little plot twists here. I do love the Vikings though. Yeah, we went to a home opener one year, my mom and I, and it was fantastic. Um, love the Niners, and then I have season tickets for the Twins, so I love the
Oh,
Twins.
okay. So you're
Um,
all around then.
I like to have a couple teams that way I don't like feel bad all year because Minnesota. I did custom golf shoes for our shindig, and they all say hashtag FTTB, which is something that the Niners use on social media all the time. It's faithful to the Bay. So that was my little ode to the 49ers for the Bay
Oh,
Area.
nice,
So
nice.
kind of a fun little thing, but yeah, Albert's right there. You can't, oh, maybe you can. Those are all Twins bobbleheads.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. I see where you're at. Yeah,
I do love Twins. I've got a little Carlos Correa bat. So don't get me wrong, I love my Twins, but like the Cardinals are great. Looks like they're losing to the Giants right now. So that's fun. So, but anyways, Nate, thank you. It's been a
hey,
blast.
Dom, it's been great.
Yeah, appreciate you commenting that one day, and then here we are now.
Yep, and for anyone out there listening, you can find me on Instagram at acorn.hills, and then you can find my website at www.acornhillsco.com.
And I'll definitely link it all in the description of this. I'll hyperlink it that they could just tap
Yeah,
it and it'll take you right to you. So yeah, don't worry. We'll definitely get you linked up and we'll
yeah, that'd be
post
that'd
it.
be
So
that'd be perfect. And for anyone out there listening who wants to connect, shoot me a DM. Be more than happy to connect with you.
yeah, you replied pretty quick too, which is really nice.
Yeah, I tried to. I tried to.
I can feel the energy. Like I feel like you're genuinely excited when people message you.
Oh, I am. It's just like man discovers fire or something. I just get so excited.
Yeah. Do you go like, oh my God, my phone went off, and you're just
Yeah.
like,
Well, I wear like an Apple Watch, so I'll be at
mhm.
work and I'll be at work and I'll see like a notification says like Save Part Podcast. It's like, oh no ways, and I hop on my phone real quick. But
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't like replying to comments when it's like, hey, have me on. Cause then I feel like I have to have everybody on. I don't want everybody on. Genuinely, I like to have people on that are like minded and that I find interesting. Cause generally, people I find interesting, our listeners will find interesting. So that's kind of my thought process behind it. And if I'm not
yeah,
interested, then it just feels fake, and then you don't
yeah,
get the same reactions and we're just sitting here in silence.
yeah. That's awkward for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's an awkward hour, but we'll let you go. I'll make sure to tag Nate's information and everything. Very excited to see what you have coming up next. And hopefully we can plant more trees.
Yeah, hey, that it was a great, Dom. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.